All right, and welcome back. It's time for a little bit more Mega Man Revolution. And here we'll be tackling Wily Stage 4, with the Reaper bot and a nice long vertical hallway. So,
Oh, this is three, I think, because
oh,
four
you're,
is the one. Yeah.
okay, I think you're right. If anybody's right, it's you.
Well, not always, but I like to think I am.
Well, when it comes to this, I think I'd definitely count you as an expert in all things Mega Man Revolution, so I will just defer to you, Mike, on this one. Now, if I recall properly, you can probably just skate through this with the sand shield, something
Yeah.
that would have been nice to know, but oh well. Well, now here's an interesting mechanic that I don't think I've seen anywhere before. The whole current pushing you through.
It happened. It was actually in Mega Man 1. I think that's where I got the idea for it. And if you see the background, you notice it's tiled.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the water is actually a huge object, a huge background object. So, like, the only way I could get it to work is if the lines were straight across.
So it wouldn't have worked if the lines were, say, vertical?
No.
Huh.
Because that water background object scrolls with you.
I see, okay. And now
Actually, it probably could have been vertical if I would have programmed it a little differently.
Mm-hmm. Now, did most of that have to do with just what was it? It's MMF2, right?
Yeah.
Was that, I suppose you could have programmed it differently, but was it the constraint of the program that made the horizontal lines a necessity?
No, that's just how I thought how to do it at the time.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that makes sense. Now, this is actually kind of fun. I'm really not a big fan of the fish fiend enemies, mostly because they always seem to move at an angle that I can never get a bearing on, seeking straight for me. And of course, since I'm low on health, I thought this might be a good time to try and grind for some health, but unfortunately, the random number generation was not exactly with me here. But
yeah.
But I don't know if it's the color palette that you used or what have you, or maybe it's just the fact of it being underwater and having fishes. But this definitely reminds me a lot of, with the exception of the water being, a bit closer to the sort of brownish gray of the pipes down there. This does remind me a lot of Mega Man 2, which I haven't told this story yet, so I hope you'll forgive me, Mike, but Mega Man 2 was my favorite. And it was the first game I ever owned. Matter of fact, when I was in elementary school, I got it was a little sort of toy called Mighty Max that was kind of the boys' version of the Polly Pockets.
Yeah, I used to own a lot of those.
Well, I only ever owned one, and I traded it for a cartridge of Mega Man 2. So I think I made a pretty reasonable trade myself. But
I think you got a really good trade there, in my opinion.
Well, I took it and haven't looked back since, and I still have the cartridge right around here somewhere. But well, nostalgia for the win, I suppose.
Yeah.
But let's see here. So, I forget the name on these, on these, or those guys there. They sort of in bubbles, and they come down, shoot through the sides, and come down to impale you.
Yeah.
Are those guys? Do they do damage, or are they like a insta kill if they hit you?
They just do damage.
They just do damage. Okay. I think the only time I wound up getting hit by one, I was so low on life that I wound up dying. And well, as much as I like taking one for the team, I do like to shy away from taking damage. Not that you would know that by watching my playstyle. I take damage all over the place, but that's part of my charm. So, out of curiosity, Mike, what's the level layout? Any particular inspiration for this level? I mean, you did mention Mega Man 1 for the whole current aspect.
I don't think there was any other inspiration other than that.
Okay. Well, we're approaching Reaper Bot. That wound up being, a pretty easy fight when I used the appropriate weapon. But,
yeah, he's pretty weak to the weapon you used.
now here he comes, and he does throw his scythe, so you do kind of have to get out of the way. But, of course, first start at the top of the list and work your way down. As luck would have it, Iron Saw just wound up being in a good spot on the list for me to use.
Yeah.
And that's Reaper Bot.
Yeah, as you saw with the acid bubble, his cloak that he has protects him from damage.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed, and if you have, feel free to leave a comment or a like to let me know how to best allocate my time and the things that you want to see. Clicking any of the videos around here will take you to a playlist with more of that particular brand of madness. And of course, subscribe if you always want to be up to date on the things that I produce. Thank you so much, and take it easy.